Hello, one and all. Welcome to another episode of MMA Vision Analysis. This one, we're talking Jon Jones after UFC 309. Who is the most obvious opponent for Jon Jones at this point? Obviously, we're not here to predict the future. Only talk about possible scenarios. Obvious possible scenarios. Before getting started, make sure to like, subscribe so we can get our community 1,000 subscribers ASAP. That's much appreciated. Jon Jones defeats Stipe Miocic in spectacular fashion, UFC 309. I don't think many of us had questions regarding the result. Personally speaking, I did not think that it was going to be a finish. Just being honest. I did not think that Johnny was able to was going to be able to finish Stipe. Obviously, that turned out to be the case. And the only reason I had doubts is because of the sheer size difference between the two. I believe there's a few pounds difference between the two. And obviously, naturally, Stipe is the heavyweight fighter. It's been said at this point multiple times, Stipe did not look as bad as we thought he was going to look. Just being honest. I feel like this fight was kind of shoved down the throats of the fans in many different ways, to the point where we accepted it at the end. We accepted that it was going to be somehow a competitive main event. Competitive it was not. But I can't say at the same time that, Stipe was helpless. He did not look like a guy that's been out of the game for like 3+ years. That has to be said. But yet again, this is not me taking away from Jon Jones' finish. Obviously, another spectacular finish just to add to an already decorated career. That being said, obviously, the speculations before the fight, UFC 309, obviously of Jon Jones' next move. We all talked about Stipe as if he was just a stepping stone for Johnny, and actually turned out to be the case. Now, Johnny obviously talked about his interest in fighting Alex Pereira. I'm actually surprised that it seems like even the fans are probably more interested in seeing Tom Aspinall in the Alex Pereira fight. And that's why I really think that perhaps the Tom Aspinall fight is inevitable at this point if you pay Johnny enough money. And by enough money, it's probably going to be somewhere between $30 to $50 million to get this guy into octagon against a guy that's 7 years is who's Jon Jones is 7 years. Tom Aspinall Sr. If you want Johnny to Johnny to risk all of that, then you're gonna have to pay him well to take on that risk. And I believe the Alex Pereira fight is still in the mix. You have 2025. It's right around the corner. He just finished off the year. Fantastic performance for Johnny. Obviously, after him being out for a pretty long time as well. Now, you did not take much damage. First half of the year, 2025, you can get in there against Tom Aspinall, get that $50 million, and still fight Alex Pereira end of the year, 2025. I still think that this is probably what's going to end up happening. I mean, it seems like everybody, including, everybody's just kind of crying for Jon Jones to face Tom Aspinall. In all honesty, I don't see the thrill in that. It's like, you guys, just like he said, you guys think that this guy can beat him. Now everybody wants to see this fight happening. I mean, with all respect to Tom Aspinall, but how is he any different from anybody that Jon Jones has faced in the heavyweight division so far? Both of his opponents. Stipe Miocic was considered the best heavyweight of all time. I do understand the guy's 41 years old, but still, Stipe looked pretty pretty decent, in all honesty. Did not look like a fighter that was out of the game for 3+ years. And John had, an easy night at work. I'm not saying it would be an easy fight against Tom Aspinall, but just like he was able to figure Stipe out, John is able to figure Tom Aspinall. I'm pretty confident in Johnny's ability in doing so. Obviously, Aspinall is a dangerous fight for anybody in the heavyweight division. The guy is on an up and up, and it is a dangerous fight for John Jones. That's why you have to pay the guy well in order for him to take this fight. Me personally, I don't care for the Tom Aspinall fight. I want to see John Jones face Alex Pereira because personally, I think that would make more noise than anything else. If you made it this far, I appreciate you for sticking around. Please let me know what you think in the comments and subscribe for more.